Hello, thank you for joining our event today. The title is Develop Applications in the Cloud and Keep Your Feet on the Ground with CodeNOW. It's a magic day because it's 10/11 and the year is 2022. So this is why I see some kind of magic. The event is organized by us, Systain Group, and CodeNOW, the developer and owner of the platform. Just to see where is the mouse. Okay, so Systain Group, we are three companies in one, not legal entity. It's a Bill Consulting, where I'm the owner and managing director, Emilian, who is from Clancy Stage, and Damien. You can see on our website a little bit more information about who is who and what solutions we promote. And one of our strong partnership is with CodeNOW. And I will leave the word to Jan to present the company and to say a couple of words.
Yeah, hello. Thank you for the introduction to Bojan. My name is Jan Mlinar. I'm an enterprise architect at CodeNOW, and we are an American-based company, and we are developing the platform which helps to developers and to DevOps engineers to be more efficient and to develop the things faster, to deliver them in a more easy way. And we are having like two basic streams within the company. One is the product itself, CodeNOW. We are offering this platform in many options, from the software as a service, like pure based SaaS solution, till full on-prem deployed solution with air-gapped installation. And the second stream is are the professional services we are offering, because within the CodeNOW we have more than 100 professionals which are really like on very senior level. We have architects, we have senior developers who are leading the teams at our customers, which could be or which are banks. We are supporting some logistic companies. We are supporting manufacturing and many other cases. Maybe we will touch them a bit. So that's very brief introduction.
Thank you for your introduction. A couple of words about the CodeNOW. It's a solution that is cloud-based, correct?
Well, not necessarily. As I mentioned, the solution could operate on-prem as well within your data center, like even completely fully. But the basic goal and our major like motivation was really to enable developers easily develop, deploy, and operate the applications in the cloud, which also means, of course, not only if you have already something in the cloud, but also you have to adapt your application. Usually, bit change of the architecture is worth it to be really able to efficiently operate the application within the cloud. And that's why we also support the on-prem installations. So it's not only about the cloud, but it could be also about the preparation for the cloud. Or we have also cases where the companies are not even thinking today about moving to the cloud, but still it could make sense because of the reliability and scalability of the applications operated by CodeNOW.
Thank you for clarifying this. When I first looked at the website, actually you described the benefits of the solution in like two different segments for enterprises. The other is for like startups and entrepreneurs, let's say, that want to develop a new product. I did this presentation. It's practically a copy and paste from the website, but maybe we can touch some of the pain points from the enterprise point of view. Maybe also somebody from the audience, if they can recognize. I will not read them all, you can read it on Twitter. We'll distribute the recording plus the presentation for your usage later. And then the benefits that CodeNOW delivers with this. Can you, Jan, briefly summarize what really is your clients from enterprises find in CodeNOW as the benefits from enterprise point of view?
Yeah, sure. Well, we have those two typical kinds of the customers. CodeNOW as a platform is quite flexible and could bring different values to different types of the companies. Even within one company, it could be used in different ways and bring completely different outcomes if we will focus on that. But generally, for the enterprises, it's mostly about the efficiency of the developers, where we are able to improve the developers' efficiency about the 20 to 30%, which means that we are able to support their work. Usually, if they need to configure a new environment or prepare a new database or Kafka, whatever, then they have to write some ticket or to call someone to do it. Of course, it takes some time because no one is waiting and just waiting for your request. So as a developer with CodeNOW, you are getting self-service portal and you can do all typical tasks which could be automated. You can do on your own and you don't need any DevOps engineer. It's even about the efficiency on the DevOps side, because as I mentioned, we are automating a lot of stuff DevOps engineers are doing regularly, and we have to split it or we separated, isolated two roles of the DevOps engineers. One role, we call it the development support DevOps engineers, which are usually assigned to the development teams, to the agile development teams. If you have one team counting 7 developers plus some tester and so on, this Bojan,
Yes.
presentation is moving. So maybe
I changed it to reach to who benefits, because
okay. Yes. Okay. Then it's fine. Sorry. So and here we can almost fully automate these DevOps supporting engineers because they are doing exactly the dozens of requests, fulfilling dozens of requests per day from the developers, from the test engineer, from the test manager, and so on. But on the other hand, in the enterprises, there are and there will be always needed, we call them platform DevOps engineers, because usually, and we have never seen the enterprise without that. There are many platforms at a company, and they are really needed to fine-tune certain components like database or Kafka cluster or whatever, to fine-tune it according to the application specificities and architecture to be really performant, highly performant, and resilient during the operation of the solution. So these guys will always be needed, but we are trying to get rid of them, the tasks which are repetitive and taking them time, and rushing them from the work which is really hard and cannot be automated. So this is the part for the enterprise. We also have a case where they are using CodeNOW because we can substantially minimize the lead time, the onboarding time for the new developers coming. And sometimes the situation on the labor market is not very easy around the world, especially about within the developers kind of people. And if you have some fluctuancy, then you have to be able to onboard them as quickly as possible. If we have an experience, if there is some kind of platform developed by the enterprise, it usually takes like 3 weeks, sometimes 2 months, to fully adopt and onboard a single developer to know what to do in specific situation. With CodeNOW, we can significantly decrease the onboarding time to, let's say, several hours. Within 1 day, I think that the standard developer, like Meteor level, is able to do almost anything with the CodeNOW he needs usually.
Yeah, we will show the interface and little bit later.
Yeah.
Let's go back. I need to share the presentation. What about the startups? And,
Yeah.
If you can share a little bit about the benefits and the challenges they have.
Yes. For the startups, it's a bit different because usually they don't have so many DevOps guys, they don't have so many teams, but usually their developers are also, or senior developers are usually operating or executing the job of the DevOps engineers. And in that case, it's much more efficient. They can deliver their applications much faster to the market, which is very, very crucial for the startups, because they don't have to bother with how to build the Kafka, how to configure the Postgre or Redis or whatever kind of database. It's not about, yes, for sure, you have the senior developers who are able to do these kind of tasks. But frankly, do you really want them to waste their time to this kind of tasks instead of designing the architecture, reviewing the code of the less senior developers, and so on? I think there's much better utilization for this kind of people than really make some infrastructure to be up and running. This is one very important thing. And second very important thing, especially for startups, is that we believe that it's very important that the solution is cloud agnostic, the resulting solution. Why? Because today the market is changing. A lot of companies and the startups, there are more than 90% operating from the cloud. Yeah? And with the penetration of the cloud resources, with comparing to the data centers like traditional ones, the behavior of the cloud providers will change. And in fact, it started to change already. And we think that within let's say 1-2 years, they will completely change their attitude, their behavior, and they will start to behave as a dominant operator on the market, which means that they will increase the prices where they will be sure that you are using the services by which you are really locked to specific cloud provider. Doesn't matter if it's Azure or if it's Amazon. It will simply happen. So if you are able to remain cloud agnostic, it will bring you substantial benefit. It's even today. We have many cases where we can save a lot of money to startups because they can get some special credits from Amazon, but they have their application on Azure. With CodeNOW, it's a matter of a few hours to switch from Azure to AWS, because there is no cloud lock possible if you use CodeNOW with that. Yeah. So and the other case is that, okay, maybe they are using or they can use specific resources like GPUs on AWS, but still could have, for whatever reason, their application running on Azure. We have such cases. We can save a lot of money they are paying to cloud providers for some AI companies, because they are training their models on very cheap GPUs provided by AWS, and we are supporting also this hybrid model of deployment of your applications as well.
Very good. Sounds very good and interesting and cost effective. This is why when you were speaking, I shifted to the screen who can benefit from this. So it's also the CEO, the financial director, because somebody should take control of the expenses of the companies. And also with CodeNOW, practically you give people to focus on what really is important. So you remove this, not parasites, but it's like repetitive tasks. And when I got a comment from somebody from LinkedIn that he will lose his job. He will not. The idea is that the technology, we don't have to break the machines. The progress is going, and we need to become more effective. So this is here are some of the benefits. They're all on the website.
Maybe I will comment more about the DevOps guys. We discussed with a lot of them, and the more experienced the DevOps guy, he's more appreciating that he's freed from his repetitive, really many tasks per day he has to fulfill, and the developers are waiting for him to do something. So he knows that company is losing money if he will not do specific thing, but on the other hand, they need some uninterrupted period of time to solve certain tasks, which are not so easy. So it's not possible to automate them. So
developers and DevOps will be better friends.
Yes, definitely, because there will be no pressure from development teams to DevOps, and they will be even happier than before. And DevOps guys will have more things in advance, because the developer guy, for example, will realize, okay, I have to develop this component, and for this component, I would need some NoSQL database. Okay, but we have no one able to do that. So he can start a development with CodeNOW immediately because he can use the managed service provided by the CodeNOW. And once he realized, okay, it's a good way, then he can come to his DevOps engineer and say to him, okay, I started to use NoSQL database in CodeNOW. It's completely fine for the development, but for the production, I need to build a resilient cluster, maybe distributed, whatever, which will be optimized for this kind of usage. And the DevOps guy will have another like 2 months to prepare everything to adopt the new technology without interruptions, and he will be like be able to more focus on his work.
Before jumping to the interface briefly, do you see the diagram on the screen? Okay, so maybe you can highlight about this shows actually how many like technologies and tools and you put into one interface.
Maybe we have one comment from Colin. As I understand, you want to fire all DevOps engineers.
No, we don't want.
That's exactly what we are not going to do. We are just able to make them focus on the things which are hard to do, yeah, and not to do all the things again and again, like 50 times per day, yeah.
But a small remark from my side: if the backlog is seems like trash, this is not a DevOps problem. This is a PO problem, because I'm working as a PO also as a DevOps.
Yes.
I know these things. In my backlogs, on my free teams, I every time avoid the big messes and dedicate the task to the separate people. Depends on their skill set. This is the key.
Yes, definitely.
Big messes comes when you not are automation freak, for example. If you have ready snippets, ready things like your platform, I don't solve the problem.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, thank you for the comment, Colin. So and for the so on this diagram, you can see the different components of what CodeNOW brings all together. So any brief comment on this, Jan?
Yes. Thank you for this. CodeNOW as such is the composition of purely open source components. So we are not reinventing the wheel. We are using very standard components. Most of the DevOps guys are familiar with, and we are using them in a smart way and unifying the experience of the user, which is usually developer. For us is really the key person, the developer, to understand everything. So we are hiding the complexity of how to integrate those tools together and so on. And also as a solution, as a platform provider, we are hiding the other complexities, like it doesn't matter if you are willing to operate CodeNOW over Azure, over Amazon, or Google, or on-prem. It's always the same from the developer's perspective. We are also hiding all the upgrades which are necessary. There are some patches, there are new versions, even new tools. We are scanning the market constantly, and if there is new tool arising which seems to be a very good or even better replacement of some current tooling, then we are replacing the current tooling with a new tool to be really the best of the breed on the market, which is possible. Yeah, this is one thing. And another thing which is very important for us, we are using pure vanilla open source editions of the tools. So if someone is using CodeNOW, he could be very sure that he can make the same things even without CodeNOW. He can still build the things, deploy the things, operate his applications, even without having CodeNOW, because all the configurations are available to the developer. So it's possible to do it even after, without CodeNOW, if that would be the case.
Jan, in our conversation for preparation for this event, you mentioned something that some companies, for example, they can use it even if they don't have any developers, so like outsourced, you name it. Can you explain this case? So if a small company or startup, okay.
Yeah, we have some experience with the startups, especially some American-based, which are really usually focused on the business value, and they even don't care about the technology so much. So even those companies could benefit from the CodeNOW, because they are using CodeNOW to manage their vendors. Yeah. If they have some vendor to develop certain application or component or whatever, there could be an agreement who is keeping the intellectual property. Let's assume it's the startup, but without CodeNOW, it's very hard to understand to the especially non-IT people if something what the vendor is providing to them is really their intellectual property, because usually this vendor is operating the solution, so it's working. And the source codes, who knows if they are in the right versions, what is the configuration needed to build to operate the solution afterwards, if there are any other components which are necessary to be used to operate the solution. With CodeNOW, everything is packaged, everything is defined in the configuration files, and it's not possible to hide anything, because otherwise the resulting solution would not work. So in this case, if the startup is not satisfied with the work of the vendor, he's quite easily able to switch to another vendor to continue with the development and operation as well.
Very good. Thank you very much. This is what I was also, so even companies that they don't have developers could potentially benefit from your solution. So this is the interface of CodeNOW. If you haven't go to the website, normally there are two things. If you want to try it now, you can register and directly jump into to the form, and you can create your account and have your hands-on to test it. How the interface looks, and I will share a little bit about my experience to jump into CodeNOW. I'm not developer or DevOps guy, but something that improved a lot in the past is that the interface is pretty straightforward. There is like a wizard to guide you what you want to create. There is a good library of videos that you can watch and like learn by yourself, plus a good library of manuals, so people can read and to find, and also a community where you can ask the question. We'll not go too deeply into this. Jan, maybe in a little while you can show something to the audience if they're really interested. Just to ask, because on your web page you have some case studies with the companies. So
Yes.
KB is a bank, correct?
Yes, it's one of the biggest bank in Czech Republic. It's part of Societe Generale. Maybe you can recognize it from the
Yes,
logo.
yes.
Yeah, and they are completely rebuilding the whole application portfolio for the retail part of the bank first, and the rest will continue as well. To transform this bank, which is quite traditional corporate bank, into a new digital based bank. Yeah. So and this, all the development, all the operation of the new bank, of this new digital bank is based on our product, on our platform.
Very good. And a couple of words about Intercars and
Yeah.
Paqueta.
Yeah, Intercars, it's a supplier of some spare parts for the cars. Yeah, and they have an e-shop. They have a lot of suppliers, a lot of customers, and so on. So their solution is also running on CodeNOW, and the Paqueta is quite big player on Czech e-commerce market. It's a parcel delivery company having a lot of market share for the delivery of e-commerce packages from the e-shops to the customers, and they are spreading. They are spreading across the Europe. Their intention is to scale up, and they are using CodeNOW to be to transform their current monolithic application into microservice architecture, which is very scalable, and they can scale up indefinitely, almost with the CodeNOW afterwards. They can even manage the geography, distribution, and things like that.
On your website blog, there is a very nice article about microservices and strategies, how it can be, so people can see. I will stop now this presentation. Only like from the audience, are there some questions you want to ask?
There are no new questions, as I can see.
No, in the chat. Let's see, where is it? No, I don't yet. So maybe you can share briefly to show how to navigate in the
Yes.
application. I will stop sharing my screen. Okay, now you can share.
So I will share my screen.
Yes, we see it.
Okay, great. So this is the main screen of CodeNOW. It's a self-service portal. It's something really provided for the typically developers, but also test managers could use it, or of course DevOps engineers as well. What is important from our point of view is that all topics or items which are here should be very well understandable to the developer. Yeah, and the first thing you can see is the main dashboard, which is here, and it's the list of applications. Each application here is having a special deck here with a very brief information about who are the contributors to the code, what is the number of lines changed in the past within the code. You can see what is the status of the deployments of this application. Yeah, what are the components which are creating or defining the application. And you can also see here some basic, I will find, yeah, here, some basic DORA metrics saying the qualitative indicators of the application. So you can see here, it's a metric about the deployment frequency, how often the new version of the application is deployed yeah, to the production environment, I have to say, yeah. What is the lead time for changes from the start of the work on the in the source code till the deployment to the production, and what is the failure rate for the production deployment? Yeah, so it's very easily understandable, especially for some managers. What is the quality of specific application? Here, this is our playground. So we have a lot of applications here, but not so much activities, because there are usually some one-off things. I will show you a bit more details. Of course, there are more details related to each specific application. We have here some demo application for the making the reservation of train tickets, and in the detail you can see what is the production environment, some descriptions, and so on. And what is also very important for us are the permissions. Yeah, so here you can see my permissions related to this application. We have this model applied to any resource managed by the CodeNOW. Doesn't matter if it's application, component, managed service, environment, cluster, whatever. Everything is possible to be managed like that. And since I'm the permission editor, I can edit who can do what in this with this application. Yeah.
So this could be your team, and you can assign access levels.
Yes, and the granularity could be on the user level or on the team level. Yeah. So it's very easy to manage. Then the basic thing I can see here are the components which are making these applications. So here we can see 3 components. There is one front-end component developed in JavaScript, and 2 backend components. One is API, and this another one is the backend logic component, both developed in Java. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you can see some details, make some preview build, release build, and so on. Let's have a look to the detail. So in the detail of the component, I can even open the repository here for the source codes of this component. Yeah, or sorry, switch back. Another information like the endpoints exposed by the component, again the permissions and the build history. Yeah, I can see the versions 100, 101. I can have a look at the detail of the build, how it has been done. Yeah, the input parameters for each step in CI pipeline, the result of the step, and so on. Yeah, so this is possible. I can see some pending merge requests there, CI pipelines. So here we can see this component is using the standard CI pipeline, which is very important for us. We are providing always predefined CI pipelines, so you don't have to even know what is the CI pipeline, how it works, and so on. If you want, it's possible to switch to advanced mode, and you can see everything, and you can even edit the CI pipeline as you like. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the pipelines are here. There could be some triggers. So if there is a Git push, then you can assign a specific or schedule specific pipelines to be triggered afterwards. And so and you can define the runtime parameters here as well. And what is very, very important from our point of view, you can see here the list of connected services. So you have a component. This one is the backend logic component for the train ticket reservation. So here we have two Kafka connections and one database. One Kafka connection, Kafka reservation, is to get the requests for the reservations. Once the reservation is done, it's persisted to the database, which is Postgre in this case. And afterwards, if everything is fine, the notification is sent through the Kafka out again to notify, usually using email, the customer that the reservation has been done. Yeah, we will see that very briefly. Here you can see that out of the components you can define the packages. Package is the combination of different components in specific versions. We are really sticking and enforcing the semantic versioning, which is important from our point of view, because if you are developing using microservices, you will be very soon dead without such a feature. You can even use the labels. You can assign the new label if you like. You can very easily like label don't use this version, for example, or it's a specific feature which is available to be tested or deployed to the production within this package version. Then for the each package defined, you can define the deployment configuration. So let's have a quick look. Is the target environment here, the package version. I can choose whatever I like, environment or the version of the package, and I can see here the configuration of the different of all the components which are here. Yeah, that's the deployment configuration. I can even assign some very nice domain to my application, so I can deploy usually for production environment and the component, and assign the domain to the specific deployment if that's what I need. That's also possible. And finally, I can see all the deployments of this application which are currently running. Here we can see that there is a demo environment with a healthy status. So let's have a look. There is always a service mesh defined with the CodeNOW. So you can easily see what are the containers, what are the pods here deployed to manage. You can see the endpoints exposed by all the components. You can even see, and not only see, but also to change the runtime configuration for the components. So for example, okay, I want to have not one but three running instances of the backend logic, save and redeploy. And we can see here that shortly there is a syncing status update, and we can see that two additional instances of the backend logic are going to be deployed. Something went wrong because the application is not ready for the more instances here. So that's why it's not possible to have it. Let's confirm here the only one deployment, and it will happen. The very important a very important thing here is that we are defining the target status of the deployment, and CodeNOW is managing what is needed to come to this target status. Sometimes it's not possible, and then I will get some notification about it. sometimes it's when it's possible, CodeNOW will manage this defined target. Okay.
Okay, Jan, can you show us a little bit like a team collaboration, or maybe a little bit about reporting? You showed the dashboard,
Definitely.
and also to the audience, if somebody has interest, what is the best way to go ahead and register for a demo, or to go ahead and put their hands on with try it now? What is you think is from your practice better for the people to?
Yeah. What is very important is also the observability stack. This is important for the cooperation of the whole team, because each developer is providing certain set of services, is taking care about some components, and to make them work together, you have to know what's happening there. So here the observability is out of the box available. There is some basic set of standard set of Grafana dashboards available. Yeah. Out of the box, you can define your own dashboards. You can see the logs, yeah, of the application, and you can even start the request here. So I will invoke the front end of the application, and I can directly try this application, and we will use this in a while. So submit, reservation created successfully. And if I would like to see, I have the log files and I have the tracing as well here. So either I have the trace ID, or I have the header of the request, or if I don't have any of that, I can still search very easily what has happened. So let's look at the API of the application. We will take this operation, run the query, and here we can see my request just done a few seconds before, and we can see the whole chain of the services which were used to fulfill this request. So we can see here that the API component has been involved. Then there is the Kafka separation of the synchronous processing. There is a backend logic component running, and after it's done, again some Kafka request is sent to the mail sender to send the information about this. So this is very important feature, and we also enhance, and we are using open telemetry headers for that. If there is any request coming to CodeNOW without this kind of data, we are adding this kind of data to each and every request to have the full visibility of the processing. Okay, this was the very important feature, tracing, and now let's go to the reports. I know you like them, so it's not only that we have airbag, the security defined over each resource. We have also the activity logs of the users. Yeah? So let's take, for example, this application, and I would like to see who did what with this application. Yeah? And I can see here where something has happened. Okay, there is something here, and I can even have a look at the details, what happened with the build, with the configuration, deployment. Yeah, here we can see the deployment into specific environment. Yeah, and also we can see the undeployment operation. So everything is audited. It's possible to export this log to the CSV file, or we can also integrate with the enterprise CM, for example, for that kind of things. Of course, it's the same thing from the user perspective. You can choose whatever user you want, yeah, or you can see, and then you can have a look who did what, which activities was there, and so on.
Very nice, very nice. Because we are approaching the book time, any questions from the audience? And if not, you can answer now, but if not, you can contact me or Jan directly. You can book a demo through the CodeNOW website, or you can go ahead and fill in the Try It Now form. So all as you want, we can provide you support and to see how to address your challenges. Any questions from the audience? Something that maybe we didn't cover or you want to ask?
I can see there are no
questions. Okay, then on that note, thank you, Jan, for
welcome.
We have thank you also for all who succeeded to join us. For the rest, we will distribute the recording. And thank you again, and have a great day.
Thank you for the invitation. Have a nice day.